Yeah, they have one whole cooking booth here where people can come and watch expert chefs cook healthy recipes. And we have Melissa here with, we've had you into the kitchen before at Channel 2, and this is your book, The Art of Baking with
Natural Yeast. Yeah.
And why is it so much healthier?
Natural yeast baking is so much better. Well, today I'm talking specifically about why it's healthy for diabetics. There have been tons of studies that have proven that sourdough or naturally yeasted bread is just better for diabetics, and they're still, figuring out a lot of the reasons why, but it has been proven time and time again. And what most people don't know is that sourdough doesn't have to be sour. It can be mild. So
you just need to start the yeast. You don't need to make it as sour.
Yes, okay. You can keep it so it's nice and mild. And so the way that it works is that the organisms that are in the starters, this starter's made of flour and water, and it houses all the beneficial organisms, wild yeast, lactobacilli, all these great organisms. They actually pre-digest the wheat for you. So by the time the bread or the dough gets into your system, a lot of the sugars have already been broken down. So your pancreas doesn't have to spit out so much insulin to digest the sugars that are in the bread.
Okay, it's already doing some of the work for you. Okay, and so you're teaching people how to get started. How do you get this started?
Well, in my cookbook there is a thing that you can mail in for to get starter flakes. Okay. I teach classes here locally that I give starter away free for, and I've got starter here today that I'm giving away to people. But you can start your own, and there are instructions in the cookbook as well as online. It's very easy to start your own starter.
Okay, and in your demonstration you're showing people how to turn the starter into different recipes.
Yes, recipes that are friendly for diabetics, people who can't have as much sugar and need to eat a limited quantity of bread, the way you can still enjoy it and have it taste wonderful, not feel like you're starving yourself or depriving yourself of one of your favorite things.
Okay, and these look like nice hearty loaves. You could also make, some waffles and different things, rolls, and wonderful recipes. But we'll be back in a little bit and do some more cooking up here in the demonstration. Right now, we will take a break.
Well, I'm hanging out wherever there's food. How does that sound? Okay. We're back with Melissa Richardson. This is her book, The Art of Baking with Natural Yeast. And you can go to our website as well, the breadgeek.com. Okay. And what are we working on right now?
Well, I was just going to go over some of the ways that you can use natural yeast in recipes to make, whole grain bread products for people who are diabetic that will allow them to feel like they're having a really good meal, good food, not feel like they're starving, and still
you want to deprive yourself.
Yes, and still keep them from having serious blood sugar spikes, that come with a lot of whole grain breads. So what we've got here is for breakfast. Now, if you're diabetic, you're not going to eat 3 waffles, right? It just looks prettier for the camera. So we've got these naturally yeasted waffles. They are so delicious. These are actually fat-free and sugar-free, except for what you put on top, whatever you choose. But you can choose, to put some sugar-free options on top.
Okay.
And those are really great for breakfast.
All right, let's go to lunch now.
Lunch, we've got an artisan bread. This is a spelt whole wheat flax loaf that's made with natural yeast. It's got avocado and lettuce and bell peppers and carrots. It's really good to make your food really colorful, so you feel like you're eating something pretty. It's good for your brain to
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then for dinner, another thing about lunch is it's good to do it open face. If you make yourself just like a little half a sandwich, you feel kind of sad for yourself.
But that spreads it out, and then
that makes it look big.
And only half the bread.
Yes.
Okay.
So then for dinner, if you're going to have some protein and some salad, but then also, if you make some nice dinner rolls, these are multi-grain rolls. These are oat and flax and whole wheat. And these will, you can put a roll on your plate. It looks nice, it looks hearty, and it will allow your body to process those carbohydrates over time, carry over to breakfast, so you're not so starving in the morning and wanting to shove your face with carbohydrates.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, is the secret in the yeast?
Yes, the secret is in the yeast. And, we talked about that a little bit before, but really, it's just the organisms that are breaking down the sugar for you. The yeast and the lactobacilli, they're like, they metabolize sugar like little teeny humans. Like they'll consume the sugar in the wheat before it even gets into your stomach.
Okay, so I guess on your website you can tell us how to make that, right?
Yes, and in the cookbook as well, there's lots of instructions for making your own, how to get starter locally. I teach classes locally. There's classes listed on my events page on my Facebook with the Bread Geek. I'm there as the Bread Geek.
Breadgeek.com. Well, Melissa, thank you very much. She also has this cookbook too, and thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay, and we'll be back right after this.